Hello, fifth graders. Notice in today's calendar grid marker that the side here shows 76, but when you look at it, it looks like there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and part of another square shaded in on the side. So that make you think like 7.5 about would be the how many units long this is. And the reason this is because this is actually a kind of a zoomed out picture of the grid. So let's look at another example of what this grid would look like. So here, this is without that pink rectangle. Here, we're zooming in on one of these squares. So let's say we're zooming in on this little tiny square here. And if we zoomed in really close, we'd actually see some more squares in there. And here we can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the same thing on top. There's 10 on top. So one of these tiny little squares right here has an area. Remember, area is length times width, so 10 times 10. So that would have an area of 100 square units. So a length of 10 and a width of 10. Now let's go back and take a look at the calendar grid marker again. Oh, and I'll erase those. So that is why this says 76, because what we just pointed out was that just the length of one of these is 10. And if there's 7 and part of another one, that's 70. And then in this case, there would be 6/10 of the way shaded in. So 76. And that's why on the top, even though we only see 26 and a part shaded in, this would be 1, 10, 20, 30, all the way up to 100 right here. And here would be another 100, so that's 200. And then we have 6 boxes, but each one has a length of 10. So it's 260. And then this fraction, this is 4/10 of the way. So 264. Now let's say I wanted to find the area of one of these squares, these larger squares. So I'm going to enclose that. Remember, we already know that the length of one of these tiny squares would be 10, and there's 10 of those. So 10 times 10 would be 100. So the length would be 100. And then this top dimension would also be 100. So the area of just one of these squares would be 10,000. 100 times 100 would be 10,000. Okay, so just one of these squares would be 10,000. That would help you figure out the area of this one, because knowing that, then the area, my guess, has to be bigger than 10,000, because I can see that this one's almost shaded in, and a part of this one would help shade this all the way in. So this one's got to be at least 10,000. So definitely more than 10,000. I'm thinking closer to 20,000.